Hello guys and welcome to Dad Gamer TV. This video is going to be a bit weird because I've seen a lot of videos recently on how people are talking about Warzone 2 and the faults it has with it and all of the issues that it has with it. And there's tons and tons of professional gamers are now coming out and saying, hey, I'm going to jump back to Warzone 1, I'm going to go back and play that again because Caldera and Verdansk, and can you imagine it? Oh boys, wouldn't that be brilliant? If they did this and if they did that, yeah, so much better than this shitty game. And I've had a hard time with watching all of that because for me, Warzone 2 is a decent game. And it's not a hot take, it's not a something I'm throwing out there. I enjoy playing it. I enjoy Resurgence, I enjoy Al Mazrah, I enjoy DMZ. The balancing is a bit off. There's loads of things we can talk about with regards to issues with the game, like the balancing of the weaponry. It takes forever, it seems, at the moment for the developers to deal with the fact that the Fennec and the RPK were just broken for all of season 1, and then now we've got the flame round shotgun, which is just, you know, smashing to bits people. If you're going to a one-to-one fight and someone's got the flame round shotgun and you've got anything else and they've got any sort of accuracy, they might be a fairly rubbish player, an amateur player, a child, whatever. And they might not hit their shots, but if they get anywhere close to hitting their shots, they're going to win that one-to-one fight. And it does take, and it seems like it's taken a long time for the developers to go, whoa, we need to dial that back. But I don't get just a mass hatred of this game, and it's just every video you see seems to be another person taking like 15 minutes to bitch about Warzone 2 and how it's, you know, rubbish and how they'd rather go back to play. Do you know what? If you'd rather go back and play Warzone 1, go back and play it. Go back and play Warzone 1 and enjoy it with all the people that want to play Warzone 1. Just enjoy that game, play it with them, and stop bitching about this game. Why don't you do loads of videos about how good Warzone 1 is, and do loads of things about how good this is and how good that is, and all the differences between the two and why you're enjoying this. And I guarantee you won't get fucking any views. Do you know why? Because no one gives a fuck anymore. Everyone's watched Warzone 1 for just almost 2 years. They've been watching it and they're like fed up with that, and they now want to watch people play Warzone 2, and that's why Warzone 2 is still getting thousands and thousands of views. It might not be getting the same play time as Warzone 1, it might not be getting the same returns on people actually playing the game, but there's reasons for that, and that's what I wanted to go into today. So reason one, number one, is Warzone 2 is just an extension of Warzone 1. It's a new map, it's a new island, it's a new couple of game modes, but fundamentally it's the same game. You're dropping in, it's a battle royale made by the developers that make these games. It's just an extension. It's more of the same. You're going in, you're dropping in, you're picking up weapons, you've got the body plate in, it's etc, etc. People have watched Warzone 1 and they've watched those areas for, like I said, 2 years. They want to watch something else. The people that are watching professional streamers want to see them play Warzone 2, and they're just but they're just not happy with it. Now, why are they not happy with it? Well, number one, they've been playing it for 2 years, so they've just got burnt out playing the game. Not Warzone 2 specifically. They're bored of playing Warzone 1 and 2. They're fed up completely of playing this game. Therefore, every little minor thing seems like the end of the world, and they have to make videos about how it's terrible and how it's going to die a death and no one's going to play the game and no one wants to play the game, and how they're going to go off to play something else now. They want to play Fortnite and this, that and the other because the game's broken and everything else. There are faults with this game for sure, and it seems odd that certain things have taken a backward step since Warzone 1, which is fairly reasonable, and those sort of comments and those sort of things we can discuss to death, because they are fundamentally, whether you're a new person playing it like me or you're someone who's been playing Warzone 1 for years and then has come to Warzone 2, but fundamentally, like I said, with the balance of the guns and stuff like that, that is the issues that people have got with this game, and those are completely legitimate. Also, the lagging issue and the dropping out issue. If you are playing a game and it lags out completely, that's something that's definitely broken with the game. It's not something that's objectively a problem. It's not something that you consider an issue that some other people might not. Everyone hates lag. Secondly, if you're playing DMZ and you've got yourself to a point where you've got like 6 kill streaks, 6 evacs, an evac streak. You've got you've got 3 plate vest, you've got the best gas mask, you've got large backpack, you've got all the cool stuff, you've got a kill streak rewards, you've got the best weapons, the ones that you've got with your open thing, and then you drop into a map and it kicks you out, and then you've lost everything. Like, no one wants that. It doesn't matter whether you're brand new to the game or you've been playing it for years. So it's really annoying that people are just shitting all over Warzone 2 because they think Warzone 2 is a shit game. Warzone 2 is not a shit game. Fundamentally, it is the same as Warzone 1. And if you've been playing Warzone 1 for 2 years, potentially that is why you are hating on this game much more than you were on Warzone 1. Warzone 1 had plenty of problems when you were playing that, but it never became the biggest issue in the world. But it seems that the only way to make content, if you're a content creator, the only way people seem to be making content these days is putting a video of themselves playing the game like this, while they sit in the corner talking about the game like this, and shit all over it with some kind of title, with a thumbnail that's like, this is the worst thing about Warzone 2, this is why the game's going to get cancelled, this is why no one's playing it, everyone's jumping off the servers. Some, Daily Mail, Rupert Murdoch headline that's making everyone just click through to find out, oh, what are they saying? And then it's not really, they say one thing and then it's just them playing the game for 15 minutes. But what does get me is that people saying, oh, I want to play Warzone 1, I'm going to go back to that. Go and play it then. Go and play it and watch your views tail off, because no one wants to watch it. I promise you, if you want to play it, that's fine. And if other people want to play it, that's fine. Guarantee your views will tail off if you're just watching, if people are just watching you play Warzone 1, because they've done that. They've done that as much as you played that. So they don't want to. They want to watch people play new content, so that's why they're playing it. The other difference between people who play... between people who are positive towards Warzone 2 and how it is at the moment, and people who are negative about Warzone 2, is that there are some people who haven't spent their life playing Warzone 1, so they're not fed up with the game yet. So when they've got Warzone 2 and all this extra content and new unlockables and the content that comes with it, like the free content, like the costumes and the guns and the camouflage, etc, 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 it's all fairly fresh because they're not completely devoid of playing this game. They're not completely bored of playing this type of battle royale. There are people that just live on battle royales. They play this, they play Apex, they play PUBG, they play Fortnite, and they just battle royale after battle royale. And this is one of those that is different from the other three, so they're quite happy to give it a chance. But there are people that are just Call of Duty, and they play Call of Duty, and they play this, and they play ranked, and they play Warzone 1, and it's been going on and on and on, and this is all they've done. So they've not got any of that variety, so they're starting to shit on this game because that's all they really know how to do. And also because people are just eating it up. The content is only made by the people that are getting the views. You're not going to see people keep making content about people bitching on the game if that wasn't what was getting the views. People are getting these views, so they're saying, well, look, that's the one that's doing. I did a really positive thing about Warzone 2 and how I liked it, and it got 20,000 views, and then I did one where I shit all over it and it got 2 million. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to keep shitting on it. And that is the easy way out. And it's we could go into fucking a sociological experiment about the way that mankind is and the way that we love to fucking just shit on stuff rather than pump it up. But I would much rather see people talking about the positivity and the positive things that go on in the positive aspects of Warzone 2. Losing my mind. The positive aspects of Warzone 2 rather than the negative aspects and why they want to ditch it to go to other said game. Doesn't matter to me. It could be this, could be Fortnite, could be, Apex, could be anything. I love Apex. I play Apex for loads of since season 1. I've got costumes for a lot of the a lot of the characters that you can play as from season 1, and they're still attached to those characters. So if I play as Bloodhound or Mirage, I'm always, you know, because it shows you how long you've been playing it and how long you've enjoyed that game. And I've jumped in at like season sort of 11ish, and I jumped in at sort of season 14ish, and I'll just go back in and I enjoy it for the time that I'm playing it, and then I'll come away. Once I've had my fill, I'll come away. But I won't do a video where I'm just shitting all over Apex because I'm fed up with it. If I'm fed up with it, I'll just move on to the next thing. And the next thing at the moment is Call of Duty Warzone 2, and I just enjoy it. Apart from the lagging issues, and apart from when I do come up against cheaters, or I do come up against people that have that only want to play with the meta, and that's it. Like some people just want to win, and they the best way to win is to have the meta out, the meta loadout. So if that's how they want to play the game, that's fine. I can't just find out what the meta is and play with that loadout over and over and over and over and over. I love to check out the new guns. I really wanted to find a good Chimera build. I thought the Chimera was an absolutely fantastic gun, and I really wanted to find a good build. So I went to the nth degree to tune that gun to perfection, and you come up against almost any other SMG or assault rifle and you're going to lose, because you just cannot make that gun good. I hope it gets a buff, because I really like the gun, but it just doesn't seem to be on the cards at the moment. But that's me. I want to play with all the different guns, and that's why DMZ was so much fun for me, because you don't always have your gun. Almost very rarely do you have your gun, so you're always picking up a gun and you're trying it, and you're like, I remember having a PDSW for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 rounds, and it was just, I fell in love with it. I thought, this is great, it's great fire, it's brilliant. I brought it into the battle royale and I got mullered all the time, even with upgrades, with the tuning. It just still isn't as good as a Fennec or a Lachman, so you end up just resorting back to type. At the moment, as you can see in the video that I'm playing behind me, I'm rolling with the Hemlock at the moment, which is the newest gun, or one of the newer guns that came with Season 2. And it's a brilliant gun. I really enjoy the Hemlock. It's accurate at long distance. It holds its recoil. It does great damage. It's got good rate of fire, and it's good at both short and long range. So you don't particularly have to mess about going between backwards and forwards between guns and having a perfect gun for the other side. But I do anyway. I've got a Lachman, but yeah, I don't get the whole issue around shitting on Warzone 2, telling people what you're going to do and how you're going to avoid it and why everyone's going to leave it. If you want to leave. That's perfectly fine. No one's going to take it. No one's going to take any notice of you, to be honest. They're not going to be bothered about you staying, going. They're just going to want to follow you, or they'll go and watch someone else who's carrying on with the game that they've actually enjoyed. I hope you've liked this video. I hope I've made some sense. It's just something that I've been passionate and I'm wanting to talk about for a while. I know a lot of people have been talking about it because they are annoyed that the Warzone 2 isn't the Warzone that they fell in love with, and it's different, and the issues are ruining it or whatever. And all they want to talk about is how they're going to go and play something else or do something else, but in actual fact all you're doing is fueling people like me to want to come in and defend it. And I think it's still great and I enjoy it immensely, and this was a really easy solo win for me because everyone died out in the smoke and I was left standing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll like, subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, let me know, because most of my content is me playing rather than me chatting, but this was something I really wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed it, and if I don't see you, I'll see you. I don't know what that means. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Have a good week.